What is a user? A user is what you use to connect and communicate to Scout Manage. Everyone who can log into Scout Manage has a user. A user gives you a username and password, which you can use to log in. The user determines which unit or units you can use, which member or members within the unit you may manage, and what other permissions you may have. The user also has other settings that allow you to personalize your Scout Manage experience. Everyone in your unit who wishes to log into Scout Manage or wishes to receive emails and other notifications from your Scout Manage unit must have a user, and each person should have their own unique user associated with them. As Unit Administrator, to create a user, click Admin, User Setup. On this page, you'll see a list of all users that currently have access to your unit. The user that you're currently logged in as will also appear and will be so indicated. You typically do not create users directly, rather send an invitation to someone that you want to give access to Scout Manage. That invitation is sent to the individual as an email and contains a special link that they can click on. For someone new to Scout Manage, this link will walk them through the process of creating a new user and password within Scout Manage. Once they create this user, it will automatically be connected to the unit that invited them. To invite someone to set up a user in your unit, click Add Invite. Type in the email address of the person you want to send the invitation to. Click Send Invite. You will be taken back to the user management page and you will see your invitation is listed under Pending Invitations table. You may now set up this user and give them whatever permissions and access rights you wish them to have within your unit. To give the user access to a member in this unit, click Attach Member. Select the name of the member to attach. And that member will automatically be attached to this user. When the user eventually creates their user and logs in, they will have access to all members listed in the Assigned Members column. To remove access to a member, simply click the red button by that member's name. You can also give users other permissions in a similar way. Simply click Add New Permission and select the permission you want to add. For example, reporting permission will give the user access to all Scout Manage reports. If you have DENs or patrols set up for your unit, then you will see there is, for example, a DEN 1 administration permission. This permission will exist for each configured DEN or patrol. Adding this permission to the user will give this user the ability to set up and manage the specific DEN patrol and all members of that DEN or patrol, including creating, managing, and deleting members, and managing achievements, finances, and all other aspects of the member, just as if you attached every member of the DEN patrol directly to this user. There are a variety of different permissions that can be added as needed for specific members of your unit that will allow them to perform specific functions within Scout Manage. If a user leaves the unit, you can easily delete the user. However, if you simply want to remove access to Scout Manage for a specific user for some reason, you may also suspend that user. A user that is suspended may not log into Scout Manage. Additionally, you can mark a user as read-only. A user that is read-only and no other permissions assigned will only have limited access to the assigned members. They may update personal information about that member, such as email and phone numbers, but they cannot update Scout records for that member, such as awards earned, progress towards awards, financial records, etc. This is useful if you want to give access to parents to view the progress of their Scouts and update basic contact information, but do not want them to be able to mark awards as completed, for example. Once someone accepts an invitation and creates a user, the pending invitation line will move up to the full user list. All permissions and memberships assigned will be maintained. Once a user logs into Scout Manage, they can click Settings and change any of the user information or system default. They can change their username and password, add or change their email addresses. These are the email addresses are the ones that are used by Scout Manage to communicate with individuals. If a message is designed to be sent to all members of Den 4, for example, what Scout Manage does is actually gets a list of all users that are assigned members within Den 4 and sends email to the email addresses configured to each of those users. This allows a user to have complete control over how they receive messages from Scout Manage without impacting the member email information which appears on the roster. There are many types of notifications that Scout Manage can send: messages from leaders, calendar event notifications, and achievement notifications. There are many ways other than email that users may receive messages from Scout Manage, including Twitter, Facebook, and an online message center. A large variety of options are available for controlling what messages a user wishes to receive and how they wish to receive them. The mechanisms set up are entirely up to the end user to set up as they want, and are not available to be changed by the unit administrator. Occasionally, a user or individual would like to receive updates and notifications from Scout Manage, such as for calendar events, notifications, and messages from leaders, but do not want to actually set up and manage a user themselves. For these people, the unit administrator can set up a managed user. A managed user is a limited user. They do not have a username and cannot log into Scout Manage. However, they can have members assigned and email addresses attached to that user, just like they are for regular users. The difference here is that the setup and management of the communication is set up and managed by the unit administrator on this page and not the end user on their settings page. It is a unit administrator's responsibility to make sure the email addresses used for managed users are correct and up to date, and that the person wants to receive the email messages. In review, users are used to log in and access Scout Manage, as well as to configure how you want to receive messages from Scout Manage from the unit or for the assigned members. Users may either be normal users, where the person can log in and access Scout Manage, or they can be managed users, where the person simply tells the unit administrator how they want to receive messages, and the unit administrator sets everything up for them. In either way, users are an essential part of your communication mechanisms needed for the people in your scouting unit.